A lot's changed since the last time I was here. The world ended. For a while, there was a worldwide pandemic. I don't know if you guys watched the news. It's pretty good story there for a long time. I don't even know if it's over, I think. I can't tell. No one's come out to tell us either way. I feel like Greta Thunberg should come out and just give us good news for once in her little life and be like, hey, I know I'm like the groundhog of bad news, but the pandemic's over, everybody. I think she should be the one to tell us. She should be given that honor, but I don't know. I thought the pandemic ended in March of 2021, and I actually declared that it was over. I yelled out loud. I declared the pandemic is now over. I have no jurisdiction to do that. But I saw so many other people yelling craziness about the pandemic that I felt left out, all right? But I really thought the pandemic was over in March of this year because I was flying home from Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah. Oh, are you? Okay. All right. Yeah. They do have an airport. You all right? I was flying home from Kansas City, Missouri, and across the aisle, this lady had the whole row to herself, and she laid down, face down, into the airplane seat cushion. Just face right into it. No pillow, no rolled up sweatshirt, just face into a seat cushion. And I was looking at her, I'm like, yeah, I think the pandemic's over now. But it is not. There is more. Man, this pandemic, it's just, I don't know, a bunch of craziness has happened. Feels like a Super Bowl halftime show. That's what it is. Like a really long one when we're at home and we're just like, yeah, I guess this is entertaining. But when can we go back to the thing we showed up for? You know? It's definitely entertaining moments, but it's a little long in the tooth. Yeah? Wrap it up. I miss this. I miss doing comedy in front of people. Like during the pandemic, I didn't stop doing comedy. I was doing comedy on Zoom. I don't know if you guys, Zoom, the meeting app? That should have been illegal. But they let us do comedy on Zoom. If you don't know what that is, comedy on Zoom is exactly what I'm doing right now, except I would be doing it in my living room, doing it into my laptop screen, which hurts my heart just to talk about. Here's something you might not know about comedians, but if we bomb at a venue, we just don't go back to that venue, all right? There's plenty of bars and restaurants I've never stepped foot back into in San Diego where I live because I bombed there, and they've offended me. And when I drive by, I give them an ugly look, all right? Because I remember that they hurt my heart. But during the pandemic, I was doing comedy on Zoom in a place I pay to live at, so I couldn't even leave. The next day, I would just wake up and I'd make coffee in the morning, like, yep, that's where it happened. That's where I lost my dignity. Now, when I did Zoom comedy, I did try to make it feel like the real thing. So what I asked was for everyone to put their microphones on so I could hear the laughter. So it was like this. And I remember in December, I did a company Christmas party at 1 p.m, which that should have been illegal, all right? Nothing is funny at 1 p.m, okay? You can't do comedy at 1 p.m. God's watching, all right? It's meant to be done at night in secret, you know? That's what comedy's meant to be. But I was doing comedy at 1 p.m, and I asked everyone to put their microphones on, and there was an older lady in the audience. I could tell by her voice. She didn't have her video on. It just said Nancy on the screen. And she had her microphone on, but I don't think she meant to. Because like 2 minutes into my act, I hit a punchline and everybody laughed. And for a second, I'm like, all right, this feels good. This feels like the real thing. And as soon as the laughter died down, Nancy, who doesn't realize her microphone's on, goes, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I gotta get to Costco. Really taking the wind out of my sails right now. Man, I do not miss Zoom. I did another company Christmas party that same day, and you know how you can see the other members of the meeting up at the top? I had someone leave my show by closing their laptop screen. Do you get why that hurts? Like, they just I saw them make the decision and execute Like, it's dark in here. I can see the first few rows, but if someone in the back was like, I can't stand this, I gotta leave, I'll never know. And I'll leave tonight going, I had a fun show. But this person just looked in my soul and went, that's about enough of you. Do you get why that hurt? She didn't leave the meeting. She left technology. She's like, I'm gonna go read a book or something. I have been doing adult things, like last November I voted. That was really cool. I did that. I'd never done that before, which is cool. Thank you. You don't need to clap. All right, that's fine. I know it's not that impressive. I went in and went, bleh. That's how I vote, and then they gave me a sticker, and I went, I got a sticker. That was the whole voting process. I even watched all the debates, which I had never, it was my first season. I had never watched the debates before. I hadn't watched the previous seasons. It was my first season. I picked a weird season to jump in on. I was like, this is what I've been missing? This is crazy. It was a weird one. But I'm glad that I watched, because like, I'll be honest with you guys, it's good to pay attention, because in 2012 I didn't vote for Mitt Romney. Not because I knew any of his politics, but only because he had jet black hair with gray on the sides. And I grew up in the 90s, and that's every villain in every cartoon I grew up watching. And I'm like, I can't vote for that guy. He's gonna poison the drinking water and try to kill the Ninja Turtles. I can't have that on my watch. So I watched all the debates. Those debates were so funny. The moderator, I always felt bad for the moderator because everyone kept going over their time. And he kept going, your time is up, your time is up, your time is up. He said it so many times that to a point I was like, I think he might be talking to the country. Like, he's not talking to the candidates. That's a message for us. Hey, your time is up. Head for the hills. Get those canned goods in the four-wheel drive. We're done here. So odd. We voted. My voting situation was weird because I voted at my neighbor's house. I don't know if that happened to anyone else. That was my polling place. It was my neighbor's house, which kind of took the shine off the proceedings a little bit. My wife and I, we just walked out of our house. We walked around the block, and my neighbor set it up in his garage. That did not feel official. Like, that is not how you pick the next king. This feels wrong. I went in there, I put my Starbucks on a stack of like empty paint buckets. He gave me a Scantron with a Sharpie. I went to a booth that was snapped together with cardboard. I just remember looking at my wife going, I don't think they're counting these. Call me crazy, we're in a garage right now. So bizarre. I didn't just vote for president, I voted on all the propositions. I read most of them. It's a lot of reading. I went in with good intentions. The first third, I read every line. I was like, informed decision. The next third, I started skimming. There was some skimming that started happening. And that last third, I was just like, yes, yes, no, no. Is there a C? I remember in high school there was a C, if I didn't know. I still thought I did a fine job until we were walking home. My wife was like, hey, what'd you put for the death penalty? And I was like, ooh, that was on there? They should have put that higher up. We messed up in San Diego. Question 1 was like, hey, do you want the Chargers to get a new stadium? Number 85, how do you feel about killing people? So, a little bit. You have to be careful with the propositions because sometimes you vote stuff in, but it doesn't take action for a couple years. Like, we voted to ban plastic bags in Southern California, maybe all of it, I don't know. But now it kicked in, and it's weird now at the grocery store. It's weird out there because they don't have plastic bags anymore, and they sell them for 10 cents, and that's what they sell them for now. And I don't know who these people are yelling at the cashiers, but they are so timid. When you walk up, and they go, Did you bring your bag? Did you bring your bag? Did you bring it? Did you bring your bag? And I go, no, I didn't. That's you guys. I bring money, you have food and bags. That's how it's been this way for centuries. And then she goes, it's gonna be 10 cents for a bag. It's gonna be 10 cents. And I go, okay. I had no idea I was filthy rich, apparently, because that's not an issue. Like, who are these people just yelling? Oh, really? Well, then just put it back, then. I'm taking my business elsewhere. 10 cents isn't slowing me down. But I guess since people have an issue with it, next time I'm at the grocery store, I'm gonna throw $1 down and I'm gonna go, hey, bags for everybody. That's gonna be the new Making It Rain. He just came in and threw $1 down and made a tornado motion with his hand. Yes. What's up, everybody? How are we? Yeah? All right. 9 o'clock. All right. That's the limit right there, isn't it? If the show would have started 30 minutes later, we're like, we're going home. All right, this is too late for me. This is my third show of the evening. We did one at 3:30 and then one before this. And I'm excited to be here, but there are going to be moments where I'm going to be like, did I already tell that joke? And I'm going to tell you what I do when I think I'm telling a joke that I've already told in the same show is I just look at audience members and I try to read your face to go, he's already told that joke. And I'm like, oh my God, I've already told that joke. So if you see an inquisitive look on my face, that's me going, did I already do this? Or is that on the 3 o'clock or the 6 o'clock show? I don't know what's going on. But it's so nice to be here. This is my first time we're doing a weekend at this club, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like, I love it. It's so intimate and well lit. Like, this is the nicest I've ever looked on a stage. Like this, I feel like a new car at a dealership or something. Like, you know, the one where you go in and you're like, oh, that's the souped up one. There we go. We got a 1987 man up there. Look at him. He's got 38 miles on him, and he's a little nearsighted, but he's good. All right. His smell's been weird since the pandemic, but he's all right. He's all right. His right knee hurts. It clicks sometimes. And his wife says he breathes loud. But other than that, this is a good dude right here. So thank you all for coming out. This is wonderful. I like your town. This is my first time here in Fort Collins. It's cool. It's good. It's like there's two towns. There's like this part of it. And then you guys are like, all right, well, we gotta build stuff that works. And then there's like the rest of it. This is like the fun part where you're like, let's leave the old buildings, huh? You know, we can sell ice cream out of them or something. You know, it's all kitschy and cool down here. I love this part. And then the roads are all over. It's just, you can tell it was built before we needed them, you know? It was just kind of a choose your own adventure of where to put the roads, you know? It was just like two guys, like one guy's like, I'm gonna start a road. Cool, I'm gonna start one too. Should we get together? Nah, let's just see what happens, man. We'll have weird intersections. Where 100 years from now, people will be like, can I make a left here? I don't know if I can make a left here. There's an island this thick in the middle of it. And you have to go in the middle to make an unprotected left, but you're like, I'm too far out here. Like, this is weird. This shouldn't be, but I love it. It's like old and modern at the same time. I like it. You guys try to be like, ooh, we're a big town. Like, you gotta put a parking garage, but then you forgot to charge people. It's so funny. You forgot the arm. There's supposed to be an arm that comes down and goes, you must pay. And you're like, nah, they'll pay. I didn't. I just went in there. They're like, here's a QR code. And I'm like, well, do I have to? And then I started doing it. I'm like, well, let's just see what's out there. And then I went down. I'm like, we didn't have to. And then I just left, man. Sorry if anyone owns that garage. But I owe you $12 or however much. I don't know what it costs. It was very nice. It's been fun coming here with Josh. Josh went to college here 20 years ago, so he's just been crying. He's like, no, they closed the pickle barrel. He won't shut up. Dude, do you ever visit a town with a guy that used to live in that town, and then he's like, oh, that's where I used to get sandwiches, and we used to go to the strip club on the outskirts of town called the Hunt Club, and he looked it up. They closed the Hunt Club, and I'm like, come on, man, that was 20 years ago. And he's just, I'm listening to him be nostalgic and missing it, and that's just what happens, you know. He graduated from the college here. I never went to college, just to high school. And then I've been friends with Josh so long that I'm like, oh, I could have totally gone, you know. Like, I'm not calling him dumb. I'm just saying we're not that far apart on. He's not like vastly smarter than me, and I don't think I'm smarter than him, but we're on the level, you know? You ever just like not do things because you're like, nah, I don't have what it takes, and then you meet someone that's doing the thing, and you're like, oh, I could have done it. I could have done the thing. I just didn't, I don't know. I gave up early. Like, he got into computer science because his parents made him, and then that was his major. He got into computer science, and he was like, hey, he's telling me about it this week. He's like, it's so dumb. He's all coding. It was like a new language. Like, this is never going to be worth anything. So he just dropped that. So he didn't get a degree in computer science, which could have helped, you know, this many years later. And he instead got into like mathematics, and he did that for a while. By the way, what a fun way to say math, right? You ever hear someone say mathematics, and you're like, you don't need that second part. We knew what you were going to say. Math. And he dropped out of math because like the math was hard. There was no numbers in it anymore. It wasn't the math I did in college or in high school. It was like college. It was all letters. And I'm like, how are we supposed to get answers out of these? And so he dropped that. And that's when I related to him the most, because I'm like, that was my high school math experience. I always sucked at math. I was never good at it. But it was easy in elementary school and middle school because it would just like go away after a while, you know? Like I remember in 5th grade, we're like, we're gonna multiply fractions. And I'm like, I don't get it. This sucks, I don't get it. But then a couple weeks later, it just went away, you know? You just failed that quiz and then it never came up again. And you're like, hell yeah, maybe you'll learn the next thing, you know? Maybe the new one, you'll catch on to that. And that's how I made it through math. Elementary school and middle school, and then first year of high school was algebra. And then I was like, the Pythagorean's there, and I'm like, I don't get it. And I'm like, a couple weeks, that'll go away. And tell you what, it did not, all right? Like, and 2 weeks later, like, all right, now that you know this, we're gonna add this to it. I'm like, no, I did not know that. And then in my 14-year-old head, I'm like, oh, hopefully these things both go away, and the next thing I'll get, and it was just a disaster after disaster. God, I can't, man, that was 20 years ago. My 20 high school reunion is this summer. I'm not going to it because I'm going to be doing comedy in Baltimore, which I'm not upset about, but yeah, well, I don't know, it made me think of high school, just reminiscing with Josh, and I was like, it's so weird. Like, I played football in high school. Not even well, just because I wanted to hang out with my friends. My friends were like, we'll go play football. I'm like, me too. You know? I didn't even know the positions. I didn't even learn the game until I played it. This was like on TV. There's too many positions. So my friend was like, what position are you going to play? I'm like, I don't know. What are you doing? And he's like, middle linebacker and tight end. I'm like, me too. And then we got into, like, pick the positions, and then coaches were like, no, you're a left tackle. He's talking to my friend. You're a left tackle, and you're going to play a defensive end. That's what you're going to play. And for me, I was so unathletic. They're like, just keep the positions you're already at. We're never going to put you on the field. And I was like, sick. You're like, that's awesome. I never wanted to play anyway. I was just trying to hang out with my buds. And it's so crazy. You ever remember like the maturity jump that happened? You like you finished 8th grade, and then you had the summer off, and then you went to high school, and then some people were just men. And you're just still a boy, and you're like, we're in the same locker room? Like, this shouldn't be, like, there's a kid in my class, Ronnie Kopp. Ronnie Kopp was this badass. Like, in middle school, I watched him beat up 2 kids at the same time. And they jumped him. We were in the lunch line. 2 kids jumped him, and he made him regret it. I watched him beat up 2 kids by himself, and then I was behind him. I went, whoa. That was awesome. Like, I don't even know if he remembers that he turned. There's some chubby kid with glasses going, wow. Like, but if he ever finds out, that was me, you know? And then we had the summer break, and then we signed up for football, so we had to show up in the summer. And then the day before the first day of high school, we had to pick up our football pads. And we're all in line, and Ronnie Kopp showed up with his girlfriend, a baby, and a cigarette. And he was just over there, just, what's up, fellas? And He's like, here, baby, why don't you hold the baby? And then I was like, oh my, we were all like, no one's even touched our wieners yet. And he's already got a full baby and a cigarette, and he just picked up his pants and he left. And I was like, that's a man right there. We shouldn't be on the same team with that guy. And he was really good. I think he played on the defensive line, and I got hit by him in practice a few times, and that sucked. It was one of those things where we'd line up and have to do drills, and I'd see where he was in the line. I'm like, hey, why don't you go ahead right here? I'd shimmy where I was in line because I'm not taking his face mask to the ribs again. But he wasn't on the team the whole year, because the way it worked was like halfway into the school year, or halfway into the football season, your grades come out. If you don't have 2.0 average, you can't be on any of the teams. And so the grades came out. He had a 0.5 GPA. Not a 1.5, 0.5, which is also a bad DUI blow. But honestly, a worse GPA. Like, it's a more shocking GPA than it is a... like, it's 0.5. Like, wow. So he was going to have his last football game, and he asked the coach, he's like, hey, can I be a running back for like one series? Like, I'm never going to get to play again. Let me just be a running back. So they let him, and he was this giant defensive tackle. He just plowed through all these kids. They just gave him the ball 10 times, and they just trucked it down, and no one could stop him. And that's when I saw one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I was on the sideline for the football game, and he did a run, and he came up the side, and this kid tried to tackle him, and he juked him, and then clotheslined him. Like, he juked the guy that was supposed to tackle him. He was like, oh, yeah, but take this for your trouble. And he got a penalty. They threw a flag, and they're like, unnecessary roughness. And my coach was like, what? On the ball carrier? You can't call unnecessary roughness on the ball carrier? And Ronnie was like, no, coach, I got it pretty good. Listen, I know you're not a dad yet, but that's someone's son, all right? Someone's in the stands right now. They just saw their child get beheaded. One day, coach, you will know the joy of having a son like I do. That was bizarre. I don't know why that reminded me of Ronnie Kopp. But I hope he's well. I don't know. And if he sees this, please don't beat me up. I hope that was a good, positive story about you. But no, it's fun. I'm glad I'm here. I flew in yesterday. Fun flight. We flew over the Grand Canyon, which is pretty awesome. Like, I was on that, and then the flight attendants are like, hey, if you look out the right side of the window, you can see the Grand Canyon. And I was on the right in the window, so I opened it and I looked. Not that impressive, quite honestly. It was just a crack in the ground. And I think you got to be closer to it to enjoy it. I think we were too high up. You know how sometimes with art, they're like, you got to back up to enjoy it. I think Grand Canyon's in reverse. You got to be in it on a donkey, and you're like, oh my God, we're in the Grand Canyon. And so I'm just looking at it, I'm like, this kind of sucks. But the people near me were like, oh, they're taking pictures. And then I felt like I felt like they were judging me, like I'm too good for the Grand Canyon, you know. So I'm like, I'm really, wow, you don't see that every day, you know. And then we did that for like 20 seconds, and the flight attendant came on. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, it's on the left side of the plane. And I was like, oh, you guys were fakers. That's who you were. You knew that was a lame-ass crack in the ground. That wasn't the real Grand Canyon. That was just a little fissure. That's all that was. Thank you. Yeah, not many comics using the word fissure out there. Thank you. Not even sure I used it correctly, but I think that's correct. A fissure. It's a rough time to fly. It's rough out there because it's the summer. This is when everyone flies, family vacations, and no one knows how. I fly all the time, so I'm good at it. And this is the time of the year when I'm in line at TSA, and I'm just looking at people like, that is not going to work at all. There's just people showing up like, what? I can't bring 3 gallons of water? What? Can you believe this, honey? I can't bring our 3 gallons of water. And you're just stuck behind them. You're like, God, man. And you see groups, like there's a bunch of groups flying, and you're like, what is that group? You ever try to guess what they do? You're like, what is that? What is that? A cult? A volleyball team? What is that? Everyone's tall and blonde. I don't care for it. I'll tell you that. Like, we landed in Denver, and I was walking through, and there's just a group of, teenagers. I think there was, a religious group, because they're all, 16 to 18, but they look too innocent, you know? Like, you ever see, when they stay in the church, and they just, there's no... They have a lightness to them, because they love the Lord, and And I was like, I think they're in, because none of them were on their phones. They're all playing with like wooden toys, and I'm like, that's some sort of group, dude. I don't know what kind of group that is. That's some sort of. No one's on their phone. They're all playing ball in a cup. Like they're all. Like, I don't know. I don't trust it. It's a good laugh, sir. Hell yeah. It's a good mix. Are you injured? You're injured. You have a cast there. What is that? Are you okay?
Carpal tunnel.
You guys were fighting? Wow. Oh man, poor Collins. Domestic violence. That's fun here. All right. I didn't know that. She was man, we were fighting. I love it. Is that? Did you jack your wrist out?
Yeah, it's carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel, all right. I asked because the last show there's someone sitting right there and they had a cast or they had crutches and they're like, yeah, I stepped on a piece of metal and I have surgery coming up. And I was like, good Lord. He's like, yeah. And I got to be honest with you, that's kind of been the attitude of everyone I've met in Fort Collins. Just kind of like, yeah. Just kind of aloof, but there's like a delay. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like a millisecond delay where you're like, what's that? What was that right there? Like we showed up here early because I had a 3:00 show, so Josh and I had lunch across the street at the Penrose. And yeah, great restaurant, good food. The hostess is over there. There was like a delay. I don't know what it was. Well, there were nice girls that were working there. Like, and we're like, table for two. And they're like, for two? And I was like, what was that? What's that? I was like, is everyone AI? Like, is everyone just processing for two? And everyone just had a delay on them. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, everyone seems very outdoorsy out here. Like there's people. Everyone looks like a good hiker. There's a lot of people that are walking, and then it looks like they just quit. There's a lot of quitters out there. They don't look homeless. They just look like they sat down. Like, let's just regroup our thoughts. They just spread all their stuff out. I can't tell if they need help or they're waiting for a bus. Like I don't know. It's a real. You can do what you want here, and I really like that. Yeah, I landed. It was kind of scary. As soon as I landed, I got a text from my mom, and the text just read, "I hope your house safe from the fire." That's all she said. And my mom's Hungarian. That's why I put the accent on that. In case you're like, what was that? Is that how his phone reads his text to him? Like, is that the narration he chose? No, my mom's Hungarian. So am I, but she's it, you know? Like she sounds it. And I was like, oh my God, is my house on fire? What do you mean? I told her I just landed in Denver. What the hell's going on? And she didn't respond. So I'm just stuck. I'm stuck on the tarmac and I'm trying to Google fires in San Diego, but there's something about being in a plane on the tarmac. There's no cell reception. It'll say 5Gs. There's no Gs. All right. There's nothing. You can't send a text. You can't do nothing. And then finally, as I'm getting off the plane, she texts me. She goes, never mind. It's pretty far away. And I was like, why wouldn't you look it up first? Before my mom does that to me all the time. She'll send me a weird text that just like messes me up. Like one time I was about to do a show, and as I'm being introduced, I get a picture of a family friend of ours, like in a hospital bed, holding a brand new baby, and the text underneath wrote, "Marika's baby just burned." And as I was like, "What?" They're like, "Everybody, Zoltan Kaszas," and I'm like, "All right, we'll find that out later." And it was hard because I looked at it really quick and I'm like, burned, and then I looked at the baby and it's a newborn, so it could go either way. Like, have you ever seen a newborn baby? If someone was like, it was burned, and they did a real quick one, you're like, oh my God, was it? It was like red and white. It was like a weird mix. You can't tell. And then I got off, once the show was done, I looked, and no, she was trying to say, Marika's baby just borned. That's what she wanted to say. So afterwards, I texted her back, I'm like, did you mean burned or borned? And that's how I found out, borned, not a word. Because my phone auto-corrected my borned to burned, so I texted her, did you mean burned or burned? And she texted me back, oh, Zoli, your English terrible. It's so bad. And I was like, damn it, Mom. Just get on my page, dude. It's crazy. But yeah, it's fun to be out here. I had a good week. I went to the doctor. That was cool. Got my first checkup in, I don't know, 20 years or something. You ever not go to the doctor for a long time and then they're like, are you due for anything? And I'm like, I think everything. My doctor asked me, when was the last time you had a tetanus shot? And I was like, when do they give that out? And he's like, usually when you're a kid. And I'm like, I'm going to say then. I don't think I've had one then. And then somehow she looked it up. She's like, yeah, your last tetanus shot was 1998. And I was like, yeah, I was in the 6th grade. Yeah, I was entering the 6th grade. And she's like, you want another one? I'm like, yeah, I should probably take another one of those. Because you never know. Some people are stepping on shards of metal out here. You want to be protected, you know. It's so weird. I really want, because my wife worries. She's a worrier about health and stuff. She's like, I want you to go. You know, you're 38. It's not old, but it's time to go and get things checked out. And I went, and we haven't gotten any of the results from my blood work yet. We got to wait. So she came back. I came back, and she's like, what'd they say? Like, how is everything? I'm like, we got to wait for the blood work. She's like, yeah, but what'd they say about, like, your blood pressure or something? And I'm like, they just said it was fine. Like, they didn't say good or bad. He kind of just went, I'll take it. And I'm like, that's not a medical term, dude. I need something to tell my wife. Like, what am I... Is she still allowed to put salt in it, or does she have to cut the salt out? All right? My wife has to cook. My wife loves to cook. She needs to know if she's killing me or if it's still seasoning. I can't just go, oh, he said I'll take it. That's what he said. Yeah, it's hard, you know. That is one of the challenges. My wife is Persian, so she cooks a lot of really good Persian food, but she uses all the spices. Like, every chicken is just covered in turmeric. Everything, and it's delicious. But I have a white stomach. All right, I have a white stomach. So afterwards, she's like, "Oh, damn it," and I'm like, "Yeah, quit dusting up all the chicken. All right." I haven't seen white chicken in 5 years. Like, just give me some white salt and pepper chicken, and I won't stink you out of the bedroom every evening. And she's like, you need to get a handle on that. I'm like, you need to get a handle on that. You're just dusting it up. Everything's got some dust on it, you know. I love my wife, but I love annoying her, and I think she loves annoying me. I think that's the joy of marriage. You ever do something that you know they hate, and you're like, yeah. And you know it. You know that they hate it, and you're like, I'm gonna do it. Because they do stuff that you know. Like, my wife hates it when I breathe. She hates it. There's like a position when I'm in bed watching TV, if like the pillow's doing this, I don't hear it. It's here and this is here. I'm good. I'm here. I don't need the subtitles. I hear what's going on. And she's just be like, you're just gonna breathe like that, huh? And I'm like what? I'm just living. I don't know what to tell you. But she annoys me. She annoys me too. She always asks to, like, when we go out to eat, she wants some of my food. Which I don't have a problem with. Like, most of it, I'm like, here, try, have some. Go halves, I don't care. But I don't like sharing handheld foods with her, because she doesn't know how to eat them. Like if I have a sandwich or a burger, she'll take a bite, and then she'll be like, oh, here you go. And it's just... She takes, like, the worst structural bite you could take on a sandwich, and I just get back a salad. And I'm like... Oh, thank God there's a fork and knife, because that's how I gotta finish this. She just doesn't know. Like, I know how to eat a sandwich. You gotta hold it, and you're like, oh, that's a good piece. Right there. And then the structural, you know, I'm not gonna get into the foundation of it. I'm not gonna knock out a cornerstone and have a whole wall come down and be like, there you go. She does it with everything. Like, she doesn't know how to eat burritos. And it's not her fault. She grew up in Toronto, Canada. They don't have as many burritos out there. I grew up in San Diego. I have a lot of burrito. I know how to eat a burrito. You get it, and you pick a side, and you go left, right, middle. And that's what you do. That's what you do. You pick a side, you go left, and you bite, and you suck a little. You bite, and you suck. Just a little, because it's a juicy... If you don't suck, it's just going to spill. So you got to bite, you suck, then you go bite, suck, and then you go bite, suck. That's how it works. You go left, right, middle, suck. Left, right, middle. And then you work your way down to the end. There's like that weird corner with all the juice. And you just gotta go, oh, man, dive that in. That's how you eat a burrito. It's not rocket science, all right? It's just how you eat a burrito. And she doesn't know. Every once in a while, she's like, let me get a bite of your burrito. And I'm like, oh, dear God. And I hand it over, and I just get back like a dilapidated... You know what? Remember in like the Bugs Bunny cartoons where Bugs with like Elmer Fudd would come with his rifle and then he'd stick his finger in the end of the rifle and the thing would just explode? That's the burrito I get back. It's just this, oh, and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And she's like, it's pretty good. I'm like, I bet it is. I bet it is. You ruined the entire structure of it. It's the little things we do to annoy each other. She likes to make me jealous, too. She's making me jealous with Chat GPT. She talks to anyone using chat? Anyone? Yeah, over there. So that couple, okay, people over there. Do you use it? See what I mean? That's what I'm... It's okay if it's no.
I don't have to. He uses a funny book.
Oh, okay. So you just go, why don't you ask chat this, that, and the other. I like that. So, like, I don't use it, and my wife uses it. And the reason I have a problem with it is because she used to ask me all the questions. My wife's very inquisitive, and she would just ask me stuff, and I'd give her the best answer I got, and she'd be like, all right. But ever since she got chat, she now checks my work. So she'll ask me some question, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I think it's this. And be like, And then chat will tell me I'm wrong. And she picked a British voice. So I have a smug British man's voice going, actually. And I'm like, don't even ask me then if you're just going to ask him. All right? And she's like, what are you, jealous? I'm like, no, I'm not jealous. And I realized I think I am jealous. Because the other night, I accidentally called Alexa baby. And I think that was my way of getting back at her, because I was out there. I'm like, Alexa, turn off the living room. And she's like, right away. And I'm like, thanks, baby. And then my wife's like, did you just call Alexa baby? I'm like, why don't you talk to chat about it? Leave me alone. We're having our AI relationships out here. I don't know. We both try to keep track. I think that's what it is. I think we both want to be informed. I don't want to be too informed. You know, I just don't want to be the last to know. Like, I hate watching the news because it stresses me out. But I just don't want to be the last to know. I don't want to be that guy who opens his front door and everyone's got a helmet and a stick. And then I'm like, oh my God, what the hell did I miss? And I'm running to Home Depot. They're all out of helmets and sticks. So I'm just wearing my thickest beanie, holding a Swiffer. Like, it's not... I don't want that picture in the history books. Just my dumb ass with a Swiffer and like, not everyone prepared for the revolution. It's just, and it's the good Swiffer with the juice, and I can, someone gets too close, I'll hit them with the Fabulosa right in the eyes, and they'll be out of there. But I just don't want to be the last to know. I also don't want to know too much, either. I just want to know enough. I want to know enough to be able to keep up at a dinner party, but I don't want to know so much that I ruin the dinner party, you know? You know those people, like, you don't even know the half of it, and you're like, oh, buddy, please shut up. Because we're at a point where everything's political. Everything's arguable. You could just be like, man, it's hot today. It's like, oh, it's always been this temperature. And you're like, all right, dude, I'm not saying left, right, or different. I'm just saying your Crocs are melting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying they're goopy. That was a crazy one, you know. Like, I try to keep track of it all. It's hard. Like, we went to war. I don't know if you saw that on the news. We were at war with Iran. Sorry if this is how you found out. What a weird way to find out. How'd you find out we're at war with Iran? There was a guy. He was very well illuminated. And he broke the news to us. It's crazy. I thought there was going to be more time. Because, like, Trump, like, 2 days ago, he's like, I'm going to give him 2 weeks to negotiate, which was, like, pretty much like a parent going, I'm going to count to 10, dude. I'm going to, you know? And then, but he counted to 10 the way that mobster from Home Alone did, where he was like, 1, 2, 10. Like, I was like, you got to count to 10, dude. There's more numbers. So I've just been watching that. I've been watching that lead up on the news, and they tell you so much. They tell you way too much stuff on the news. They're like, yeah, we're going to bomb them there. And we got these B-52 bomber. And I'm like, shut up, dude. You know? Like when I played football in high school, we didn't go, hey, we're gonna run it to the left. Good luck. Like that's not. Why don't you shut up a little bit? You turn on the news, they'll tell you everything. Yeah, we got B-52 bombers, and we got these bunker buster bombs, and their nuclear sites are right here, here, and here. And we're gonna fly right over, and pew, brr, and like, shut up. They might have cable, you know? Like, you don't want to shut up about that? You just want to be loud about it? I don't know. But yeah, I guess we're going to war with them because they're trying to build a nuclear weapon. And we don't want them to do that because we don't trust him. We're like, that guy's crazy. We don't want that crazy guy with a nuke. Same with Kim Jong-un. That guy's a loon. We don't want that guy with a nuke. So it's weird. Like, we're cool with, like, gun control for the world. But as far as here goes, we're like, hey. Like, we don't want those guys to have a nuke, but if they came over here, they're like, can I get a gun? Oh, right here. Farmer's market's that way. Have fun. You're like, what? It's an interesting mix, but we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. I don't know that. I'm just saying it. I don't know. It comes in on TikTok. I was going through TikTok, and you know how there's just random videos. I baked a cake, and here's a dance, and isn't this dog ugly? And now they'll just mix in. Hey, do you know how to survive a nuclear blast? And they say it with the same tone of like, I'm gonna make a crepe, and you're like, no, dude, you got to change the tone in your voice. But I watched the whole video on how to survive a nuclear blast. So like, as soon as you see it, the lights just get brighter. All right, I was like, is it happening now? Oh my God. I gotta get under this stool? Like, Jesus. It's just a big flash. Oh my God. That scared me. Oh, wow. That was great timing. Because, yeah, in the video, they're like, if once the bomb goes off, they're like, number one, don't look at the flash, because it will blind you. And I'm like, I'm totally looking at the flash. You can't tell me I'm going to hear boom, and I'm not going to go. Like, I'm for sure looking at that flash. I could watch this video 100 times, and 100 times I would look at that flash. And then you're supposed to lay down and open your mouth. This is weird. You got to leave your mouth open because otherwise your lungs explode. So you just got, because the concussion of the blah, blah, blah. And then, so you got to leave your mouth open. But don't look at it. So like it's behind. And then once that's over, you got to get up and get underground for like the next 2 weeks. And then you can come and you got to change your clothes. And then you can come out after that. And I'm like, I'll just die, dude. There's no way I'm going to remember any of that. That's not who I am. Like, some people are really good, like fight or flight. That's why there's first responders, because they jump into action. They remember stuff during stressful times. That's not who I am. That's not who I've ever been, all right? I'm like, there's two. There's fight, there's flight, and there's also freeze. There's a third one. That's who I am. I'm a like, that's how I know I'm going to stare at it. I'll be like, whoa. Like, that's going to be it. Because one time, I saw a drive-by shooting. Like, we went to a baseball game in San Diego, and afterwards we got lost. We went to kind of a rough neighborhood, and we were at a stoplight, and a car pulled up. There's a guy on the side, and they shot the guy. They were shooting at him, and all my friends in the car got down. They're like, oh, my God. And I was the only one like, oh, my God. Like, I made myself naturally. Didn't think about it. Just the biggest. I saw everything. That guy doesn't survive stuff, all right? That guy's the first to go. So, who knows what's gonna happen? But yeah, but that's fine. I'm not a first responder. I'm like, I'm later. I'm like a fifth. Like, naturally, I just want to avoid. It's just awkward, you know? I don't want to help. You ever get yelled at for helping? And you're like, never doing that again. I did that once on a flight. I don't help people with their bags on a flight, because one time I got on a flight, I wasn't paying attention. I had headphones on, and there's a woman struggling with her bag. She was just a little shorter, and she couldn't get her bag up there. And I didn't even think about it. I just went, oh, here you go. I did that, and I guess she was having a bad day, and she just goes, I got it! And she yelled at me. The whole plane looked at me like, look at this guy. Doesn't think a woman could put her bag up there. And I was just like, oh my God. I'm never doing this again, and I won't. Like, now if I'm in line and someone's struggling with the bag, I'm like, And people are like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh no, you don't know what's happened to me before. I'm never helping anyone ever again. It's like a mixture of social anxiety, I think, that prevents me from being a first responder too. Like, I'm going to tell you a story, and I don't want you to judge me, but you might. We were in Boise, Idaho, and my wife and I were together. We were walking down the street, and like 2 blocks ahead of us, downtown Boise, there's like a homeless man that fell out of his wheelchair, and there's another homeless person there. Like, what? Like, I just saw the pantomime probably saying, "What are you doing out of your wheelchair?" And there was a lot of people out, but I could tell by the speed we were walking that we were going to be first on the scene, and so I was just like, "Hey, why don't we slow down?" And my wife's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, just slow down. And then she pieced together why I was slowing down. And then she saw other people helping him. She goes, "Oh my God." And I'm like, I don't want to be the first one there. It's awkward. I'm going to be like, let me just grab your leg. It's just going to be, I'm going to say something dumb, like whoopsie, or I don't know, like something. I don't want to be in that. I'm like a 5th responder. You know those videos where you see a bunch of people help one person, and then the last person shows up and doesn't really do anything. They just kind of show up and they're like, "Oh, you guys got it. All right." And then that's my role in life. I come in at the end and we're like, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, fellas. I was walking slow on purpose to make sure I wasn't first on the scene." See, I knew you guys would judge me. I feel the judgment. There's enough of you here where I'm like, we like him less a little. Thank God we live in the era now. Everything's, padded, and there's been enough lawsuits that there's enough warnings for guys like me. They're like, "Yeah, don't touch that." That's who I am. Thank God I live in 2025. This is the era I need to be alive in, we were at breakfast the other day. My wife and I heard a conversation from the table over, and they said the phrase, like when people talk about people like not being open-minded or something, they say some phrase, "Come on, it's," and then they fill in the blank of the year, and that's what they said. And they were like, "Come on, it's 2025 already. Live and let live." And I remember hearing that, and I was like, I wonder if like back in the day they ever said the reverse of that. Like it's like 1905, and it's like 2 women, and one of them's like, "I wonder when they're going to let us vote." And they're like, "I know, but it's only 1905. Like, give us a few more years, and then we'll get into it." Or like caveman days, they're like, "Man, it'd be sick if we had a wheel." And it's like, come on, it's only 2. Or we've only been around for a second. Let us build up some. That was a dumb joke, but I'll give you that. I gave it a shot. I got cocky. That's what happened there. I got arrogant. I'm like, let's give this a shot. Everybody, thank you. Wow. Energy and loudness. I love it. Oh, it is so forced. I feel it. You guys I believe it. That was good work, but you guys haven't wooed like that genuinely in 2 decades. Let's be honest, all right? Whatever high school concert you went to, that was like, "Ah!" And you're like, "Ah!" This is too nice of a neighborhood to yell like that. I love this. We're in the middle of a quaint neighborhood. Just a little shopping center. And look at us here, late. You just woke up. You had a moment where you zoned out, and oh my God, I'm here. That's going to happen 2 more times during my set, at least. I get it. It's late. It's 10 o'clock, and we're out. Nothing's open in the strip mall. It's all shut down. We're in this. It's been closed for hours. There's groceries here. We're surrounded by a Shake Shack. That's been closed for even more hours. It's just a quaint little neighborhood right over here. Isn't that crazy? Most people are at their home right now, and they got like a Ring doorbell alert, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a squirrel." It's one of these neighborhoods. You get a Ring doorbell, nothing happens, and then you gotta turn down the camera sensitivity. You're like, I can't. Lets me know every time a car drives by. I don't want to know that. I want to catch a porch pirate. That's what I want to get. But it just looks like nothing happens here. This feels like modern Mayberry. Just a little. That's what it feels like. I've just been walking around. Boo-doo-doo-doo, do-do-do-do-do. I can't whistle, but you know how it goes. It's. That was so hard. I can't do it blowing out. I gotta suck in while I do it. That's how I whistle. My God. But it's very nice to be here. Raleigh, this is my second time here. I don't know what you guys are hiding, but you're hiding something. It's too quaint of a town. There's too much. Everyone, it just feels like the Truman Show as I walk around. I don't think any of you are real. I think you're paid to just walk around and politely nod and not say a word to me as we pass each other. Like, I walked by some people, they weren't even having conversations. They were just going, shh, 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 and I was like, were you sent in to be person at bus stop? Like, what? It's crazy. Everything's been oddly perfect, too, since I've come here. It's suspicious. I went into a coffee shop this morning. It was jam-packed, but there was one table left for me to sit down. And then I just sat down, and I was like, this is weird. I don't like it. I was at the hotel gym, and I was working out, and then someone came in, and then they left. And I was like, that's perfect. Like, that's a little... You knew to get the hell out of here. That's the rules. If you don't know, those are the silent rules of the hotel gym. If you go in and anyone is in there, you leave. You forget about your plans and you go order some Uber Eats. That's what you do. I didn't want to work out anyway. But yeah, it's a very nice town. It seems very... I'm staying right at the A-Loft. Bob and I are over at the A-Loft. Our viewpoint is the Watchtower, where it's just college students taking graduation photos. That's all it is. It's just... At all hours of the day, just news And I'm like, clearly you're not keeping up with the news. There's no job for you. There's nothing, there's not going to be anything for you to do. What are you doing? You're going to be waving a cooling leaf on whatever powers AI. Like, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to have... You know, like those old school, like you're on a tropical island and there's like a cabana boy that just wafts a leaf. That's what you're going to do with your degree on the wall with your photo underneath. Just... It's crazy. Yeah, we can't do anything about it. Hey, I just keep... There's too many problems. We don't know what to focus on. It's crazy. You're like, AI, and then all this, there's a war, and then you're like, it's too many. Pick one, and then we got to go after that one. Like, I just found out about Kash Patel. I've been late to the... I didn't know about this guy. That guy's in charge of the FBI? Did you guys know about that? Did we vote him in? How did that guy get any type of job? That guy, he looks surprised. Every time he's on video, he looks like he just got caught. Like, that's... Every time that guy's on camera... What are you guys doing here? Like, you called a press conference. That's why we're here. He reminds me of a guy that, like, daydreamed about a job, and then he got it, and then he's not what he thought it was going to be. And he's like, oh, this sucks. I didn't... You get a job at Subway, you're like, I want to be the manager, and then you become the manager, and you're just stuck making the schedule in the back, and you're like, this sucks. This is not what I pictured it be. Yeah, it's too, it's too much, but he's not the only one, it's all of them. Everyone Trump picks for a job is like, well, you can't, like, if you're putting a sitcom together, everyone can't be Kramer. All right, you gotta pick a straight man. There needs to be a straight man, and then there's the characters around the straight, but everyone can't be coming in like, like everyone. You need a regular guy. It's very interesting. God, but it's fun. I don't know. I try to just remember the stuff that we, because everyone's like, oh, we're so divided. And I'm like, yeah, but we still connect on stuff. There's still universal principles that connect us as Americans. It's just hard to think of sometimes. That's all. But I thought of it, and I got it. Air conditioning. All right? Am I right? Am I right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you stand politically. It doesn't matter what God you believe in. Doesn't matter if you stormed the Capitol or you thought it was sad. Everyone believes in air conditioning, all right? If we're stuck in a room, the only argument should be 68 or 70. That's it. That's the only argument. Put on some sleeves. Let's put it down to 68, all right? I never realized. I spent 2 weeks in Europe last month, and they don't do air conditioning. They just live in whatever's going on. Can you imagine that? They're supposed to be ahead of us. They've been around longer, and they don't believe in. They don't believe in that. They just believe sitting in your own filth. That's what they believe in. Just sitting, just clammy in public. That's what they believe in. Walk through a European airport and go, why am I angry? It's because you're sweating. It's because you're sweating, because the steam coming from the Starbucks is for some reason the temperature of the airport. They don't believe in air conditioning. They're savages. They're savages. They're not who we are as people. God, that's the one thing that gets me. Like, I was in an Uber. Sometimes I'll look at the Uber driver's name and I'll be like, we're not getting air conditioning in this ride. I can just tell by the name. I can already picture I'm going to be on the interstate, windows down, just regular freeway air coming in. Isn't that better? No, it's not, because it's not cold air. It's just more of it. It's just more warm air mixed with gravel hitting me in the ear. Why are we... It's a brand new Honda CR-V. There is dealership Freon in that AC system. Just begging to come loose, and you won't do it. You won't do it. You won't do it. That's where I get a little conservative. I don't care if you learn the language. Learn an AC. All right? That's all you gotta learn. Hit the A. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so political. It grinds my gears, when you're hot. That's not fun. Yeah, very nice town, Raleigh. I enjoyed it. I just it is beautiful, and I used to think I think the problem, my only gripe is there's no sense of danger. It just feels like you're always safe, and I don't like that. I like I live in San Diego, which is a very nice town. There's beaches, sunshine, but there's still some people where you're like, that guy's got a knife, that guy's a little unstable. That guy might come out of the woodworks, you keep an eye out. But here, it's just nice. And then last night, RJ, your host, took us out. And he took us out we went to the Wort and Hog or something. The Hogs and Worts. It's like a cocktail bar. Do you know what I'm talking about? What's it? Watson Worts. Yes. It's a classic modern cocktail bar where everything's old, but it's new. And it's dimly lit, and there's no menus. You have to get your phone out and a QR code. And if you don't have a phone, you don't get to drink. You just hang out. It's modern, but it's old. And then I got the Gold Fashioned, which is a $30 cocktail, and I'm like, that's a lot. Do you ever, because that's too close to the word old fashioned, which is what I wanted, and the guy's like, Gold Fashioned? And I'm like, and I'm like, yeah, that one. And then I saw it was $30. I'm like, damn it, But I feel weird because I don't want him to, because then you're arguing. You're like, well, how much is the old fashioned? And then you just look poor, So, but yeah, we walked around there, and then we walked by the bus station. I'm like, this is what I was looking for. A little bit of, just a hint of danger, just a little touch. A little zest of city. You need a zest of city. If you don't have that, it's just a bunch of big buildings. That's what for, It is, I don't know if you've ridden the bus. Not the city bus, but a good Greyhound. That's fun. That's a little sense of, that's how people used to get around. And now, it's just people. And you're like, where are you going? Where are you going? Just to do that in another town? Where are you headed? Last time I took a Greyhound bus, I was in Oregon. I was going from Portland down to Medford. And if you've never taken that Greyhound bus route, I should let you know that the first stop south of Portland is in Willamette, Oregon, in front of the state penitentiary, where we picked up 2 prisoners who just got out of prison. And you're like, how do you know that? They yelled it. They had clear plastic bags with their belongings, and they came on and said, "We just got out of prison." To which everyone on the bus responded, "Ah." And I remember one of the prisoners sat right behind me, or right in front of me, excuse me, and he looked back, saw me, and I can't tell you the look he gave me, but I've never seen anyone look at me like that before. He like assessed me in a second. He's like, he's not a threat, and I could take advantage. All right. And then he turned back around. And I remember him and his friend just started hitting on this woman, this young lady right across the aisle, just like, we just got out. Their pickup line was, we just got out of prison. Like, hey, I'm trying to woo you off we just got out of prison. And she's like, that's nice. And they were just talking to her. And I remember she looked scared, and she looked at me, and I'm like, I'm not helping. Like, are you Dude, we are on our own. This is a Greyhound bus, all right? Everyone signed up to be on their own on this Greyhound bus. She's looking at me, I'm like, no, I just remember hugging my backpack going, God, I hope they don't know I have an iPad. You know, that's all I hope they can't tell. Hope I don't give off iPad energy. Yeah, I like being around bus stations. Wouldn't it be fun to interview them? Where are you going? Why? What business do you have going to where you're going? And why the overnight bus? I don't know. It's fun. I wonder that sometimes. I don't know. It's been interesting. I've been doing well. Thank you for asking. I've been relaxing. I've been doing a lot of relaxing. I can't tell if I'm relaxing or if I'm depressed sometimes. Do you ever have that moment? There's a fine line between relaxing and depressed. They know each other. A lot of them are the same activities, if you think about it. Think of the last time you really relaxed. Now think of the last time you were really depressed. Kind of similar, right? Usually in a prone position. I can't tell. Like, they're depressed and relaxing. Their neighbors and the property line isn't defined. It's a little... That fence goes like this. It moves across. I was in the bath. I've been taking a lot of baths lately. And I get in relaxed, and then after like 5 seconds, I'm like, I might be sad. There's like the initial, I couldn't tell. And then I remember I pulled the plug and I didn't leave. You ever stay in as the water goes down? You just... I remember the water was gone. I'm just in the bottom of the tub. And my wife came in. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think I'm depressed. I was relaxing and it merged into depression. It's interesting. I don't know. It happens sometimes. Yeah, you don't have to say, oh, but it's, I'm fine. I don't think I have any goals. Like, you know, this was it, and it worked out. Yeah, it worked out. And some people are like, don't you want to perform in a stadium? And I'm like, God, no. Could you imagine that? You have the police escort, and you have to do a sound check. Ho, ho, ho. You gotta hear my punchline 8 times as it reverberates through the arena. I don't want to do that. I want a late show next to a closed-down Shake Shack. You know, that's what I want. Like, this is what it's gonna be. By the way, this is what it's gonna be. Once AI really takes over, we're gonna have to sneak out of our houses, avoid all the cameras, and sneak into a broken-down old building, and then a man's gonna talk and go, all right, here's the plan. All right? We're all going to be Dennis Leary and his friends in Demolition Man. You guys remember that movie? 30 years ago, everyone was in polite society, and Dennis Leary came out of the sewer like a rat. He's like, ah. Yeah, I'm going to be referencing a lot of old movies. That's what I do. I don't watch anything new. I mean, I'll watch them, but none of it sticks with me. I don't know what they're doing to movies, but it's not good. It isn't. Like, they have the recipe of good, and then it's just not. It's like Mexican food from Chipotle. It's like, it's all here. All the colors are here, and then, that's not it. That's just not it. I know you say it's guacamole, but that's not guacamole. Have you had guacamole? This isn't guacamole. That's how movies feel. Like I recognize the actors, and the script sounds like words, and then it just keeps going, and it doesn't end. And then when you leave, you're like, what was that? And then they're like, it won an Academy Award. And I'm like, if you say so. All right, I guess. I suppose. Yeah, for what? For the best of all time. That's what it won for. You know what I think they should be allowed? I think the Academy Awards should allow entries of old movies that didn't win. Like from, like, I don't know, just some movie from like 1992. And be like, and then you throw it in, and then people watch it, and they go, oh my God, this is better. It's just better. I don't know. There's no editing. I think they killed all the editors in Hollywood. Every scene, every movie is every shot and every scene they ever filmed, and they're like, here it is. And I'm like, why am I watching this? Every documentary, even documentaries, so much information where you're like, can you cut this down into like a 60-minute Dateline episode? That would be great, with commercial breaks. Like every document. What's that? No, exactly. Like, you watch it, everything's like, well, we need 10 episodes. It's just a murder. This guy killed her, and I mean, it's interesting, but it's, what do you want me to do? You want me to talk about his background? All right. And there's just footage of him on the track team in high school, and you're like, did he have to chase her down to kill her? Like, what does this have to do? But it doesn't, and it just shows him holding a medal, and then you're like, all right, I guess he was a track star, and then he killed that girl. It's bizarre. Why do I need to know? Just tell me the killing. I don't know. I just feel like I don't belong anywhere. I feel like I don't have my tribe. I don't fit. Thank you. I'm alone. I feel it with the documentaries. Like, I don't fit, like I watched the documentary, The Manosphere. I don't know if you saw that one. That one's on Netflix. It wasn't a series. It was just like 90 minutes. It was kind of redundant. It was the same thing. If you don't know, I didn't know about these Manosphere guys because I have a different algorithm. All right, these guys aren't on my algorithm. My algorithm right now is just donkeys. That's what I'm getting. I liked like one donkey video on Instagram, and Instagram's like, you like donkeys, and that's it. And they won't let me watch anything else. And I do like donkeys, but I like other stuff. They come out, and they just run around. They're adorable. If I'm ever rich, I'd love to get a donkey, but I want other things. So my algorithm, these guys don't come up on my algorithm, but these guys, if you haven't seen these Manosphere guys, they're like young and they're jacked, and they take their shirt off and they'll be like, hey, what's up? You're a pussy. And apparently people keep watching after that. Like, I wouldn't, if I saw that, I'd be like, no, sir. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be insulted by the likes of you. But some people are like, well, why do you say that? And then they're like, I have 8 Ferraris and 10 girlfriends. Follow my crypto grift, and then I'll teach you how. And then people signed up, and I was blown away. I was fascinated by this whole niche world that isn't that niche. They're very popular. And I was like, it was weird because I watched the documentary, and there was like a lot of stuff that I like line up with these guys. Like, if they would calm down, I'd be on their Patreon. All right? They lose me later, because in the beginning they're like, what's wrong with a man being a man? And I'm like, yeah. And what's wrong with sports? I'm like, I love sports. They're like, what's wrong with 80s action movies? I'm like, not a damn thing. I grew up on 80s action. Put Cobra on right now. I'll cancel dinner plans. Let's watch that horrible movie, Cobra. That's awesome. He keeps a match, and he just lights a cigarette. He wears sunglasses at night. Cobra, hell yeah. That's how I grew up. And they're like, yeah, what's wrong with action movies? I go, nothing. And then they go, yeah, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. And you're like, what was that? You had me. You had a full-on... I was getting my credit card out to sign up for your Patreon. You had me at Man Sports Action Movie. What happened over here? Women shouldn't be allowed to vote. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, oh, don't take that the wrong way. We don't hate women. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I think you hate women, but you definitely have a weird relationship with your mom. Like, I think that's all it is. I don't think they hate women. I think they just have a bad relationship with their mother, and then they ended up marrying a woman that characteristically was like their mother, and that didn't work out, and they're like, oh, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. And you're like, you've only met 2 of them. What are you even talking about? You haven't even met enough women. You've met 1 woman. So I don't fit in with the manospheres. I also don't fit in with the intelligent group. I've always been like intelligent adjacent, but not quite in. You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of books at home. If you came over to my house and saw my book collection, you'd be like, "Whoa, this is a learned individual." But if you pulled out one of the books and you're like, "What's this one about?" and then I told you, you'd be like, "I don't know if you read that book." You know, I don't know if you read that because I just know what I read. That's all. Like if you'd be like, "What's this book?" I'm like, "Oh, that guy." He's a writer, and he just travels through Europe with his friends, and he's into this girl, and she's into him, but they never hook up. And she sleeps with all his friends, and they go fishing, and they go to a bullfight in Pamplona. And you're like, that's it? And you're like, yeah, that's what I got out of it. And they're like, I think you missed something. And I'm like, I don't know. That's what it said. Like, that's who I am. If I'm one of those, I don't read between the lines. Like, if you didn't write it, I didn't get it. All right? Like, that's... You gotta write your book like a police report for me to fully get whatever themes and values you're trying to get out of it. Because that book I just described is Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. Thank you. Yeah, a couple of you got it. Yeah, I just read it, and I enjoyed it, but that was the book. The main character's into this woman named Brett. She's clearly into him, but they just never get together, and she kind of sleeps around with all these other guys, and then they have, at a cafe the next day, they all sit together, and she's like, I just had sex with Tom, and Tom's like, ha ha ha. And then the main character who should be jealous isn't, and he's like, oh, that's fine, I'm doing my own things. And they go fishing, and then they eventually get to a bullfight in Pamplona, and it kind of ends. And I remember finishing and going, that was all right, I did that, I read that. Let me put that on my shelf so people know that I know. But I have a friend. I have a smart book friend. His name's John. We've been friends since middle school. He has a master's degree in literature, so he's really good at books. And so he's the guy I call after I finish a book. And I told him, hey, I just finished The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. He's like, oh yeah, I've read that. He's like, what'd you think? I was like, I thought it was all right. But I'm like, I don't know why the main character didn't hook up with that girl Brett. Clearly into each other, and they just kind of pussyfoot around, and they never do it. And they just kind of move on. I didn't get it. And he's like, oh, yeah. He couldn't hook up with her because his genitals were blown off in the war. What page was that on? I read that whole book. That was not on any of the pages. And he's like, oh, that was implied. And I was like, how do you imply that? Like, you gotta say that. Where was that? How is it implied? Was it in the scenery? Is that where they slipped it in? Because I skim that. I skim any book where, you know, the parts where they're like, the cascading bluffs came down the hillside into the babbling brook. I go, yeah. When are you talking to somebody again? That's how maybe they slipped it in there, for all I know. That's why I missed it. Maybe it was in one of those paragraphs where like, oh, the trees were sprouting out of the spring soil, and I'm smooth down there. And I'm like, oh, that's... Maybe that's what it was. But I didn't get that. That's what I mean. I'm like intelligence adjacent. I read the same books, but we are not getting the same facts. This whole thing's been weird. Yesterday was weird. I don't know if you guys turn on the TV. So weird. I don't know if you guys had the same experience I did, but all the people I deleted off of Facebook showed up on my TV. Like, man, all of them together? Wow. the electoral votes, and I tweeted, well, this is boring. And as soon as I sent the tweet, I was like, whoa, not anymore. So crazy. I don't know what the plan was. I don't think they did either. I think the plan was we're going to break into the Capitol. And that's as far as the plan went. And then once they got there, they're like, selfies? Should we take selfies? They just look like tourists at a Madame Tussauds wax museum. Like, hey, put a MAGA hat on that statue. Look at me, I'm sitting in Nancy Pelosi's seat. I'm like, I've done this when I've been a tourist. I've done this.